Welcome to It's All About You, and I'm your host, Natalie KennyMarquez. On today's show, we're going to speak with Jessica Snyder of the Urbana Business Association, Jeff Engstrom from Community Development at the City of Urbana, and Dennis Roberts about the Urbana Sister Cities program. But first, we're joined by Miles Thomas from the Community Development Department. Hi, Miles.
Hi, Natalie.
Thanks for joining us again. I know last time you gave us a fantastic update of some new businesses that have recently opened in Urbana, and there's been more business openings, and we're standing in front of one right now.
Yeah, we're right next to where we started off last time. Right now we're at CU CD and Vinyl, which was started by a former employee of Error Records. Error Records used to occupy this space. The employee wanted to offer a wider selection of music. The former owner was thinking about moving out of town, and it just all worked out for him to be able to open this space. And they've got a wide genre. They've got records, tape, cassettes, CDs, everything you could want.
That's fantastic, and this isn't the only new business to open in this building in downtown Urbana.
We'll take just a couple of steps down and take a look at CU Adventures in Time and Space.
All right, let's do it. So we took just a few steps down, still in the same building, for a really interesting new business to join downtown Urbana.
Yes, so we are at CU Adventures in Time and Space. It's the newest business to join Main Street in Urbana. CU Adventures in Time and Space takes from a new business entity that has kind of grown up in Chicago and New York City. They're called escape rooms. The premise here is that you work in teams to work through a puzzle or a problem-solving game. You start in one room and you have to solve the puzzle in order to advance to the next room. You work with your teammates. It's good for coworkers. It's good for teammates. It's good for students. It's a really all-around great space to interact.
Sounds like a great team building opportunity and a way to get to know your teammates or coworkers.
Absolutely. I hope we get to take advantage of it soon.
I'm game for it. Let's do it. All right. So we're still on Main Street, and we're going to go across the street to another new business that recently opened. So let's head that way.
All right.
And we made it across Main Street to another new business that recently opened in downtown Urbana, and this also is a pretty cool addition to the downtown. Tell us about it.
Absolutely. So we're right here between Mirabelle Bakery and the Cinema Art Gallery. If you come up to the door here, you can see the classes that Capoeira Angola Center offers. They're open Tuesday through Saturday, and they offer a variety of dance, martial arts, and related disciplines classes for all ages. You've probably seen them at the farmers market as well.
Well, thank you so much, Miles, for taking us on a tour of some of the new businesses to open in downtown Urbana, and we look forward to having you back again to keep us up to date on what's new and what's happening in our community.
Absolutely, and I hope to see some people out taking advantage of all the new businesses in downtown.
Yes, thanks.
Thank you.
And we're back with It's All About You, and I'm with Jessica Snyder of the Urbana Business Association. Thanks for joining us today.
No problem.
And you're kicking off an awesome event this month, the Holiday Market. Tell us about it.
Well, the Holiday Market is an indoor winter season farmers market, and it takes place inside Lincoln Square. So it's climate controlled and very, very nice weather inside. Awesome. It's 6 weeks this year, and it goes from November 14th to December 19th. It's every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. And we'll have everything that your typical farmer's market has, like produce and meats and cheese and all sorts of tasty jams and jellies and baked goods. And we'll also have a really fine selection of handmade arts and crafts. Everything that is sold at the market is made, grown, or produced here in Illinois by the vendors themselves. And it's going to be a great season this year.
It's a great opportunity for the community to shop local and buy some of these awesome locally made items for the holidays. And I know that turkeys are one very popular thing to order around Thanksgiving. What are some other items that folks come to the holiday market to buy?
I think you can get a little bit of everything there. So if you're looking to do your grocery shopping, you can definitely do that. You can pick up all sorts of great like fall and winter season veggies, like all kinds of squashes and sweet potatoes, and then we have salad greens available pretty much year round. I'm a big fan of all the Brussels sprouts there, and you can also do a lot of holiday shopping there too. So if you're looking to get some holiday gifts during the winter, you have all kinds of jewelry, like cool necklaces and bracelets and rings and things, and then also great bath and body care items. There's a lot of really great smelling soaps and lotions and stuff. Maybe lots of, like, if it's cold outside, you could get lots of handmade scarves and hats and gloves and things like that. And so I'd say that you could get pretty much anything you could think of that you can make here in Illinois. You can find it there at the holiday market.
You've definitely sold us on it, and I know that I'll be there. And it's a great opportunity in the winter time to continue to support the local farmers and businesses. So thank you, and to the Urbana Business Association for putting on this fantastic event. And remind us one more time what the dates are and where it's at.
It's every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. and it starts on November 14th, and then it'll go for 6 weeks until December 19th.
And where can we go to learn more?
You can go to urbanabusiness.com, or you can visit our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Urbana Holiday Market, or you could follow us on Twitter at Indoor Market.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on the program, and we look forward to speaking with you again, Jessica.
Thanks.
We're back with It's All About You, and now we're joined by Jeff Engstrom from the Planning Division within the Community Development Department at the City of Urbana. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So, Jeff, you've been with the city now for 10 years. What got you interested in planning and brought you to the City of Urbana?
Good questions. Let's see, I'll start with coming to Urbana, I guess. I came down to Urbana to come to school at the U of I. And I started off in computer engineering, and after a few internships, I decided computer engineering wasn't for me, and that's when I started looking into alternative majors and careers. I got my bachelor's degree in computer engineering and then stuck around for a gap year. I worked at Strawberry Fields, actually.
Okay.
And then I went to planning school here in Urbana.
Fantastic, and the rest is history, right?
Yes, that's right. I was hired as an intern in the grants division. I worked my way up to planner, and yes, the rest is history.
And there's a lot happening in the planning division right now, and I know you're heavily involved in quite a few projects, one of which is the DDD, the Downtown Design District. Can you give us a little bit of background about that?
Sure. So in 2012, we wrapped up the Downtown Urbana plan, and this was a kind of a large effort. It took us a few years, but it was really just a sprawling effort of public input, talking to residents, talking to businesses, property owners. So we had lots of input for residents, such as surveys and open houses. We had a steering committee made up of residents and business owners that kind of helped guide the process. And the steering committee helped put together the vision and the goals for the plan. Things like making downtown Urbana more vibrant, having more public plazas, public arts, things like that.
So fast forward now, we're at 2015 now. It's been a couple of years since the Downtown Urbana plan. And from this, is that what kind of established the need for the Downtown Design District?
Yep. So yeah, another one of the big goals of the plan was to protect and enhance our urban character downtown, and to kind of expand the character from Main Street to other areas of downtown where we have gaps and parking lots, things like that.
And what will the Downtown Design District mean for the downtown area?
Okay, so the Downtown Design District, it'll be an overlay district, which it'll set up some additional rules for just in the downtown area. And it's really meant at making the walkable character of downtown better and expanding it beyond Main Street. So when you walk down Main Street in Urbana, you see these buildings that are like 2 to 4 stories. You see storefronts. You see people walking around, benches, street trees, things like that. But once you start to get a few blocks away from Main Street, it's more parking lots and blank walls, things like that.
Right.
So the Downtown Design District will set up some additional regulations for people redeveloping buildings or developing new buildings. It'll say, hey, you can't just have a parking lot next to the sidewalk. You're going to have a building. It's going to have some windows. It's going to have to be visually interesting in some way.
Right, and kind of
Things like-
continue on that design to expand that aesthetically pleasing downtown look and feel.
Yes, exactly.
Fantastic. So what's the process moving forward with the Downtown Design District?
So we're in the beginning stages now. We've done a lot of research, a lot of going through the survey from when we first did this plan. We had a visual preference survey to see what people like, what they don't like about how downtown looks. But just to make sure we get it right, we're going to do another survey of the public. And so that'll be coming out in a few weeks. Stay tuned to Urbana's social media channels and our downtown website. This plan and the future survey will be available at urbanaillinois.us/downtown. That's the plan.
Fantastic. Sounds like a great plan, and I look forward to the survey, and we'll be sure to spread the word on how to take part in that.
All right, I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for your service and your 10 years so far here with the
Yes.
City of Urbana. Look forward to many more, and it's a pleasure to work with you, Jeff.
Thanks, Natalie.
Thanks for being on the show.
Great.
And we're back with It's All About You, and I'm joined by Alderman Dennis Roberts. Thank you for being on the program today.
Thank you for inviting me.
And today we're talking about a very special program with the City of Urbana, the Sister Cities program.
Yeah, notice this.
Yes, fantastic. How did the program begin here in Urbana?
I think that back in 2007, I took a trip to Africa with the Presbyterian Church in town, and when I came back, I was thinking about how we could support such an interesting and long-term process that they have in the community more on a municipal level. And we had been approached earlier, the City Council had been approached by a graduate student from China about forming a sister city relationship. It was not possible to complete that at the time, but it was in my mind. And so I thought, well, maybe we could form a sister city relationship with this community in Africa. Well, the village was too small to form a formal relationship with the city of Urbana, but nearby the administrative head or the seat of government was the city of Zomba, and it's a city of equal size to Champaign-Urbana area. And we had made friends there, and so that was our start. Our first sister city was Zomba in Malawi. And since then, we've had 2 more sister cities over a period of time.
So the program has grown, like you mentioned. It started in Africa, and now it's branched, and we have 2 more sister cities.
Right, and that started in 2008. It was in February 2008 when we made our first formal sister city partnership with Africa.
And where are the other 2 that we've since established that relationship with?
In about 2010, Mayor Pressing went on a committee of dignitaries to China to a water quality summit. And during that time, she met delegates from Guangzhou City in China, that's southern China, the old city of Canton. And now that's a city of 12 million people or more. And so it seemed more logical to try to take a certain section of the city of Guangzhou to become a sister city with, this was sort of a project that the mayor initiated. So we're now a sister city with the district within the city of Haizhu, and that's also happens to be the seat of Sun Yat-sen University. So it was a nice interaction, university to university and community to community.
Right. That's wonderful. So it started in Africa, it continued into China, and there's yet a third sister city, most recent.
That's right. About 3 years ago, I got a telephone call from a woman who was here at the university on a sabbatical studying law at the University of Illinois in the School of Law. There was a seminar that she was attending, and they were from Thionville, a city in northeast France. And she inquired about forming a sister city relationship with us because she knew that we had some already. And they were interested in forming relationships in other communities in other parts of Europe and also in America. And so we talked about it for 2 years, mainly because we didn't have any French speakers on our sister city committee at the time. It's kind of hard to become a sister city with people who you cannot exchange culturally and through language.
Right.
But since then, we've had a couple members of our committee grow, and we have now a French-speaking member who grew up in Montreal, French Canada, and that's Michael Kilcullen. And so, with that basis, we were able to facilitate actually forming a sister city relationship. And now we've actually had 2 different exchanges with Thionville, and they're a very promising and interesting group of people over there. A lot of fun to be with. I think that's going to grow into a real positive relationship.
And as these relationships have grown, there's also been projects that have come out of these established relationships with these different countries. What are some of the projects that you've worked on? I know there have been some in Africa that are just amazing, outstanding.
We've really been fortunate. About 3 months after we established a sister city relationship with Zomba, Sister Cities International announced a nationwide project that any sister city with an African partner could apply for, and this was a grant, and it actually was money, $7 million grant given to Sister Cities International from the Gates Foundation. And so the project was that these different communities with partnerships in Africa could apply to be participants in the grant. And it was to do projects that would improve sanitation, water quality, and health in an African partner city. I said, well, let's try. Why not? If you can't, nothing's lost by participating and trying for the gold. So we submitted a proposal, and during the second year of the grant, after they had done some field testing, Urbana was one of 17 cities in the United States that was awarded the grant. We were also the smallest. And we had a series, it was called the African Urban Poverty Alleviation Initiative. And we formed an idea of what to do in the local city. We ended up improving the quality of life in Zomba by building 3 toilet facilities at 3 different primary schools for elementary classes. And we built an ablution block for washing and toilet facilities and showering, doing laundry at the hospital. So that was our first grant. And we did so well, I'll say we did so well on that grant that they invited us to apply another time. And this time it was a trilateral project with a city in our city, our African community, and a city in China. And we did have a Chinese sister city, Haizhu District.
Right.
And together, so we applied for that grant and we were approved. Mm-hmm. And that grant was also a $100,000 grant. And it resulted in providing new trash bins, collection points in the city of Zomba. We bought a garbage truck to collect the trash. And because there's so much organic material in their trash, we have a separation unit now at the landfill. And they are actually baling all the organic, mostly maize, corn husks, and things like that, into composting facilities. And they're composting them down and then making the bags available to farmers at a low rate to purchase so that they can add fertilizers, organic fertilizers, to their own individually owned maize fields. So it's a tremendous good project.
Oh yeah, that's wonderful, and what a great opportunity to first receive the grant from the Gates Foundation and then to do so well to be invited back for another one. And,
Yeah.
and
We were kind of famous, actually, for a little while there in Sister Cities International because we were small but mighty.
and it is an international organization with
It is.
offices out of the D.C. area.
That's right.
But there's also opportunities here locally for folks to participate. And
That's
maybe
right.
after watching this segment, we have viewers that want to learn more or join the local Urbana Sister Cities program.
Yes.
Where can they find more information or contact you to come to a meeting or participate in one of these relationships?
Well, there is some information on our city website, and you could also Google Zomba, city of Zomba in Wikipedia, and there's like a paragraph about our project there. And you can call me. 344-0069 is my home telephone number. I'm the chairman of the Sister Cities Committee here, and we meet once a month on the third Wednesday of the month. And we've been meeting different places, but mostly here in the city building on the second floor conference room. We meet on Wednesdays at 5:15, so after work you could stop by. And our meetings are about, we do it once a month unless we have a big project coming up. We're not going to be meeting this month, but probably in December we'll begin again with a local meeting.
Wonderful. Well, I appreciate you coming on the program and sharing some of these great relationships with Urbana in France and China and Africa, and the programs and projects that you've been a part of. It's just outstanding. So thank you for your leadership with the Urbana Sister Cities program and your leadership with the Urbana City Council.
Well, these are enriching programs for the community. I think that they offer a lot of opportunity for discovering and interacting with another culture.
Right.
Any trip to Africa that you'd ever take would be an eye-opener to you. And of course, we're also excited to have this new French connection because so many people can relate to the culture, and the people are just wonderful, and they love to have fun.
Well, that's wonderful.
And we do too.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting me.